Okay, we're going to welcome Mr. President now. Well, talk to him. Say, welcome, welcome, President Bush. We're glad you're here. I want you to bless him. Speak a blessing to him. Would you do that? Raise your hand to speak a blessing to him. Do some warfare over him. Some warfare. He has surrounded himself with spirit-filled people. So pray in the spirit over him. Here he is. Come to visit us. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Tell him, Mr. President. Mr. President. One nation under God.
Those went fast, didn't they? Yeah. They did. They just flew by. And this is the big night. Yeah. Are you ready? We got some good surprises for you tonight, all right? Hey, I want everybody sitting down in house with smiling faces looking right this way.
How you guys? I'm very excited tonight. I usually talk to big people, but tonight I get to talk maybe to the most important generation in American history. Whoa. And I'm not just joking.
Many people believe public relations is press agentry, flackery, publicity. Public relations is not that. It is a two-way street, advising the client on attitudes and actions to win over the public on whom viability of the unit depends, and then educating, informing, and persuading the public to accept these social goods, ideas, concepts, or whatever. Many years ago, our client was the Beechnet Packing Company. We made a research and found out that the American public ate very light breakfasts of coffee, maybe a roll, and orange juice. We thereupon decided that the only way to meet the situation was as follows. We went to our physician, found that a heavy breakfast was sounder from the standpoint of health than a light breakfast, because the body loses energy during the night and needs it during the day. We asked the physician, after telling him why we were talking to him, would he be willing, at no cost, to write to 5,000 physicians and ask them whether their judgment was the same as his, confirmed his judgment. He said he would be glad to do it. We carried out a letter to 5,000 physicians. Obviously, all of them concurred that a heavy breakfast was better for the health of the American people than a light breakfast. That was publicized in the newspapers. Newspapers throughout the country had headlines saying 4,500 physicians urge heavy breakfast in order to improve health of American people. Many of them stated that bacon and eggs should be embodied with the breakfast, and as a result, the sale of bacon went up. And I still have a letter from Bartlett Arkell, president of Beechnut Packing Company, telling me so. We worked for Procter & Gamble for several decades. I think it was 30 years. One day, the president of the company said, "We have bad news. children hate soap because the mothers wash their faces with soap. The soap gets into their eyes and they detest it. And obviously, if they detest it as children, they'll detest soap when they grow up. What can you do about that? We always make a research, and we found that an artist called Brenda Putnam sculpted in soap instead of wax. It was less expensive, easier to handle, no waste, because whatever the waste in sculpting was could be used for cleaning purposes. We then went to psychologists to find out whether children had a creative instinct or creative feeling from the age of 4 to 5 up. The psychologists concurred in that. We then suggested to the company that we have soap sculpture competitions each year based on the various categories of ages that the psychologists said were the ages at which children did more or less the same type of creative activity. Within a year's time, 23 million children in the public schools were sculpting in ivory soap and loving it as not only a creative medium, but also